Good evening, everybody. This is John Scarborough and the cows. We're down here this evening. We're giving them some salt and mineral. We just gave them some back. So I've done that experiment throughout the year. This whole year we've had, let me view out just a little bit, y'all. There we go. This whole year we've kind of been experimenting back and forth between the garlic and the cayenne, and putting it into their mineral. And I've got some other videos on there. If y'all haven't seen that, go back and check that out. We kind of did different amounts and stuff, but we're still experimenting with it. But I've noticed that every time we take the garlic away, their flies get just a little bit worse, it seems like. Now these flies aren't bad on these cows. They're not as bad as I've seen them in the past, but they're still not as good as I'd like to see them. But I've noticed that anytime we take the garlic off and then compare it to when it's been off for a while and then put it back on, it always seems like after the garlic's been back on for a while and they've been getting some of that garlic in their system, to me it seems like that the flies are less. Now I know that's still just anecdotal and it's just my experience with my cows, but I mean that's really all we can do sometimes. I'm just trying to spark a little interest in, you know, it might be something somebody needs to try to test out on them, you know, test it out for yourself. You don't need to just take my word for it, for sure. But I think it's interesting. I really do, because I've personally noticed a difference. And I've noticed a difference in the cows' performance, the way they act even. These aren't just the best cattle for performing on grass. And they still are doing pretty good. I mean, especially this one right here. This is not a grass performer at all. She is just big. She's one of my bigger cows. She'll probably be one of the next ones to go, but she's still not doing bad considering she's on grass, you know, and she still performs better than some do, for sure. And I definitely can see a difference in her performance when I put the garlic on there. So like I said, it's just anecdotal. I mean, it's 100% my experience, but I know that I can definitely tell there's a difference. So I hope that's helpful to somebody. I hope somebody can try that. And if anybody has even tried anything like this in the past, you know, for flies or anything like that, it's not just for flies though. It's also for the heat. The garlic and the cayenne both. The cayenne is 100% for the heat. Okay, the garlic is for the flies, but the garlic also helps with the heat, because anything that helps with blood flow is going to help them handle the heat a little bit better. So that's kind of what that's all about, you know. But I think that the garlic helps with the flies too. I really do. And I know it helps with their nutrition, and I know it helps with them. So, you know, it is kind of pricey, you know, but we try to give our customers the best possible product we can get. And if that's, you know, part of what it takes to get that, then, you know, I'm willing to do it. I want to try to do everything I can to make the best beef that I can grow, you know, and I've got to make it to where it works with my dollar. And that's kind of what this channel is about, is we like to experiment with things and help y'all. Any of you guys out there that are trying to do that for yourself, raise beef for yourselves or even for other customers, we're trying to help y'all to figure that out for yourselves and figure out ways to do that. You know, there's a lot of people that just want to raise some meat for themselves. And if you can figure out the healthiest way to do that while having animals that are healthy and happy and can handle the heat, I think that's a good thing. And you know, you can go get one of these South Pole cattle. You know, you can start with that. I think that's a great option if you're looking to do like a grass-fed genetics. But here's the thing, I couldn't have started out with that. Those are some pricey animals. There's no way I could have started out with that. I mean, I wouldn't have even been able to afford the bull. The only way I was able to start out was starting out with, you know, cattle that it wasn't as expensive. A lot of those grass-fed genetic animals are a lot more expensive. So sometimes you just have to find ways to start, you know, and then slowly upgrade from there. And that's still what we're trying to do. We're trying to upgrade here and there. But anyway, guys, these animals are doing well. I'm happy. I think they're happy. We just refilled this trough just now. Sometimes I like to cover the very top of all the mineral and salt if I'm putting a mixed mineral, just to make sure they're getting enough salt this time of year. Because I've noticed this time of year they need a little bit more salt than normal. And then sometimes in the early spring they need a little bit more magnesium than normal. So if you don't have a choice mineral program, if you don't have that in your area, think about that. Try to learn the minerals that they need the most at the right time of year. For us, that seems to be salt. During certain times of the year, they need more salt than other times. Usually, they almost always need a lot more salt. And then in the springtime, when that spring flush comes in, they seem to need more magnesium too. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna sign off. As always, forget to like and subscribe.